Hey guys, welcome back to Apex Moto Reviews, where we test bikes the way they're actually meant to be ridden. Not in a showroom, not on perfect roads, but out here, where things get unpredictable. And today's bike? It's special. Hey guys, welcome back to Apex. 2026 Moto Guzzi V85 TT looks different. It's not trying to be aggressive like a BMW GS. It's not screaming performance like a KTM Adventure. Instead, it leans into something unique, heritage. That classic round headlight, the transverse V-twin sticking out the sides, and that unmistakable Italian styling. But don't let the retro design fool you, because underneath, this bike has been seriously updated for 2026.
Let's talk about the heart of this machine. You're getting an 853cc air-cooled V-twin engine, now pushing around 80 horsepower. And yes, it comes with variable valve timing, VVT. Now, on paper, 80 horsepower might not sound insane, but here's the thing. This engine isn't about raw numbers. It's about character. The power delivery is smooth, predictable, and surprisingly punchy in the mid-range. And when you twist the throttle off-road, it doesn't try to kill you, it works with you. That's something a lot of high-performance ADV bikes struggle with. Before we hit the dirt, let's talk road performance. On highways, the V85 TT is incredibly stable. Cruising at 70 to 80 miles per hour, no problem. The windscreen does a decent job, the seating position is upright and comfortable, and the vibrations are minimal for a V-twin. This is the kind of bike you can ride for hours across states without feeling exhausted. And that's where Moto Guzzi really shines. Long-distance touring comfort. All right, now comes the real test. Because this is where I started having doubts. A shaft-driven, retro-styled ADV bike in deep mud? Yeah, I wasn't confident either. But I went for it. And the first thing I noticed? The balance. This bike feels surprisingly planted. The suspension, with decent travel, absorbs bumps better than expected. And even on loose gravel, the front end feels predictable. But then, things got serious. I hit a muddy incline, the kind where most bikes start slipping instantly. I thought, okay, this is where it struggles. But instead, the traction control worked beautifully. The power delivery stayed smooth. And somehow, this bike just kept climbing. That's when I realized something. This isn't just a road-biased ADV. This thing can actually handle real off-road situations. And yeah, I was genuinely shocked. Now, let's be honest, it's not perfect. The V85 TT isn't the lightest bike in its class. You feel the weight when maneuvering at low speeds. And if you're an aggressive off-road rider, you might find it a bit limiting compared to something like a KTM 890 Adventure. But for 90% of riders, this is more than capable, especially if you're someone who mixes touring with occasional off-road adventures. Let's talk about something numbers can't capture: the sound. That V-twin engine has a deep, throaty rumble. It's not loud, but it's distinct. Every time you rev it, you feel like you're riding something with personality. And in a world full of similar-sounding bikes, that matters.
So who should actually buy this bike? This is not for hardcore off-road racers. This is not for speed junkies. This is for riders who love long-distance touring, want occasional off-road capability, appreciate design and character, and want something different from the crowd. If that sounds like you, this bike might be perfect.
Let's keep it real. Here are the downsides. Slightly heavy for aggressive off-road. Not the most powerful in its class. Shaft drive can feel different if you're used to chain bikes. But none of these are deal breakers. They're just things you need to understand before buying.
So, was it a mistake bringing this bike off-road? Honestly, no. In fact, it changed my opinion completely. The 2026 Moto Guzzi V85 TT Adventure is not trying to compete with the most extreme ADV bikes. It's creating its own category. A bike that blends classic design, modern tech, real-world usability, and delivers an experience that feels different. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more real-world bike tests, and tell me in the comments, would you take this bike off-road? I'll see you in the next one.